What is CSRF injection? Cross-site request forgery. CSRF poses a security risk in web applications in which an attacker coerces users to take actions they do not consent to without their knowledge or approval. Cybercriminals use this technique frequently against potential disastrous repercussions, such as changing account settings, carrying out financial transactions without authorization, or taking other steps leading to data loss or account compromise. A successful CSRF attack can have disastrous results for businesses and users, potentially damaging client relationships while disrupting fund transfers, changing passwords, or even stealing session cookies from websites. CSRFs are often executed through social engineering techniques such as emails or links, which trick the victim into sending an erroneous request to a server. Since users are authenticated by their applications at the time of the attack, it's impossible to distinguish forged from legitimate request. Conditions for CSRF to work. Firstly, the victim user should be logged into the application for this attack to work. During this session, the user receives authentication tokens or cookies that prove their identity to the application. While still logged in, users visit malicious websites or clicks on links created by an attacker. The malicious website or link contains hidden or disguised requests that are designed to perform actions on the targeted web application on behalf of the victim. Since the victim is logged in, the web application accepts these requests, believing they are legitimate. The actions are performed on the web application using the victim's credentials and session, effectively tricking the victim into performing actions they didn't intend to. This is why it's important for web applications to implement proper security measures such as anti-CSRF tokens to mitigate these attacks. There must be an action that the attacker could take advantage. This can include any API call or post request such as changing an email, resetting a password, updating a profile, or enabling 2FA. The attacker must convince the victim to trigger the malicious API request or post request. This can be done through means like sending a link to a web page or email that initiates an action. An application or API should not have adequate anti-CSRF measures in place. This includes missing or weak CSRF tokens or other anti-CSRF mechanisms. The victim session must be active when the malicious API or post request is made. If the user logs out or their session expires before the attack is executed, it will fail. The application must rely on cookie-based session handling to identify the user making the request. There should be no other protection to track the user's request or any additional protection like asking secret questions for an update. It's not a strict requirement that the application must rely on cookie-based session handling for CSRF attacks to work. CSRF attacks can be effective even if the application uses other forms of session management such as URL parameters, hidden form fields, or custom authentication tokens. CSRF attacks exploit the authenticated state of the victim user regardless of how that state is maintained. However, cookie-based session handling is one of the most common methods for managing user sessions in web applications, and CSRF attacks often target applications that use cookies for session management. This is because cookies are automatically sent with every HTTP request to the associated domain, making it easier for attackers to craft malicious requests that include the victim's authentication credentials. Lastly, the request should not contain any parameters that an attacker can guess or brute force. When activating two-factor authentication, 2FA, an application may ask you to confirm your password, meaning an attacker could not successfully employ CSRF since they would lack knowledge of your password. The victim must be authenticated with the target application or API. They need to have a valid session or authentication token stored in their browser or client application. CSRF attacks primarily rely on tricking authenticated users into making malicious requests without their consent, and the success of these attacks doesn't depend on the secrecy or complexity of the request parameters. CSRF attacks typically involve crafting a request, often a post request, that acts on behalf of the victim user. The primary focus is on exploiting the victim's authenticated session, not on guessing or brute forcing parameters. The attacker doesn't need to guess or brute force anything related to the request itself. They simply need to trick the other user into making the request. Bypassing CSRF protection. Now, CSRF protection is typically implemented to prevent attackers from exploiting the user's authenticated session to make malicious requests. However, attackers have various techniques they may use to bypass CSRF protection. Bypass method 1. The first approach is to remove the CSRF token from the checking parameter before forwarding the request. When an application has a CSRF token enabled, it does not validate whether the parameter is filled with the CSRF token. You could remove the token parameter and send the request again. If the server does not validate it, you have successfully circumvented the CSRF protection. Following are some examples that are displayed in front of you on the screen. Bypass method 2. So the second method involves changing the request type to GET, removing the CSRF token parameter and then forwarding the request. You can use this method for post requests such as profile edits, password resets, or 2FA activation. If the server administrator has not tested the CSRF protections with various request methods, this bypass will succeed and you should be able to bypass CSRF protections. Bypass method 3. The third method is inserting random text into the CSRF token to see if the server validates it. You can validate the malformed CSRF token in your request with the server. If the server fails to validate, you have successfully circumvented CSRF. Bypass method 4. The fourth method is to use the CSRF token of another user. You can create a new account intercepting the same profile edit request and copy the CSRF token from that request. Then paste that CSRF token into the first request and see if the server validates whether the CSRF token belongs to that specific user. If the server is not validating, you have avoided a CSRF protection. Following are the examples that you may have a look as displayed on the screen. Bypass method 5. The fifth method involves combining static and dynamic components in the CSRF token. The first 16 characters of the token are static in this method, while the next 16 characters are actually dynamic. You can keep the CSRF token static characters the same and use random text for the dynamic 16 characters. If the server accepts the CSRF token, you have successfully circumvented CSRF vulnerability. Following are the examples as shown on the screen.